24th, 2013, to order at 7:01 p.m. Everyone please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk call roll, please.
Sturrett.
Here.
Clark.
Here.
Conan.
Here.
Wolock.
Here.
Ballard.
Here.
Cooper.
Here.
Audie.
Here.
Everyone has the agenda in front of them tonight. We are going to take off the crack seal bid award, which is 3 new business E, due to getting no bids in for that. So we're going to take that off the agenda. Are there any other additions or deletions at this time, or is there a motion?
Madam President, I'll move that the agenda be accepted as amended.
Motion by Mr. Ballard, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Wolock. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Any citizen comment on non-agenda items? Mr. DeLucky.
Hi. So I read something in the paper in the Armada Times, and I've noticed that it's a more believable paper now. So I called today to find out if it was factual, and it was. So, and my comment is about the animal ordinance. So, and I'm kind of commenting as a planning commission member. I read it correctly, it stated that if you were going to have some type of farm animals, i.e. chickens or whatever, you had to do it as a business. So you had to sell chickens or eggs or something and have receipts. Well, if you do that, now that's a planning commission issue. So it's a business. So you can't, one thing is going to go into another. So if you do this, we've got to do, it's more than just one thing. And having lived on a farm, animals bring other animals. So we had chickens. Every year we bought 100 chickens, and we had 2 dogs. Our chickens were penned, and 1 year 2 dogs got in a pen and killed every chicken. They were neighbors' dogs. But what do you do on something like that? Chickens, we had weasels, get in the chicken coop, raccoons, fox, possum, coyotes, all those things. All chickens breed all those things. So anyway, the big thing is the planning commission. So if you do something the way that I read it, now it's a planning commission issue.
Will you be at the public hearing next meeting? Okay, perfect.
Yeah. But I just wanted to let you know prior to that meeting that that could be an issue also.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Are there any other citizen comment on non-agenda items? Any citizen comment? Hearing none, we have no presentations tonight. Everyone has their administrative reports. I think we're going to take off the F&B report, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Everyone has a treasurer's report. Are there any liaison reports at this time?
Madam President, the downtown sidewalks have begun today. The contractor is taking the safety precautions. They've compacted it, and Giffords Webster will be on site tomorrow to check for proper compaction. And so it's proceeding on schedule.
They're doing a very nice, very clean.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Sweeping up the curb and
Well, you make a note of that.
the effort that they make. The sidewalks are dirty. There's no debris anywhere. They're keeping the other part of the sidewalk very clear. They're doing a nice job.
Are there any other liaison reports or any other comments?
I know last meeting I said that I'd bring back the CDBG stuff for the next couple of years about the land acquisition. After talking to the attorney, that is something that we should be discussing under executive session at the next meeting. So we'll do that when Jim's here. Just because we're going to get more specific. So.
Any other comments? Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Everyone has their regular council meeting minutes of June 10th, 2013, and their payment of bills. Is there anything anyone wants to pull, or is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I'll move that the consent agenda be accepted as presented.
Motion by Mr. Ballard, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Clark. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion is carried. We have no old business tonight, so we will go into new business. First item is the set the village tax millage rates. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. Village treasurer, this is your agenda item.
As we do every year, we set a proposed millage rate at our budget workshop. And then once we get the headley from the appropriations department of the county, we set our we adopt our actual 2013 tax millage rate. So you have the rate proposals in front of you. The headley rollback was 1, making it a 0 increase. So someone want to make motions?
The motions were left on your, the suggested motions were left on the table.
Madam President, I so move that the millage rate be levied by the treasurer for the tax year 2013 for operating the general fund be levied at the reduced rate of 9.4674 mils in compliance with Headley 2013 reduction factor of 0.9963.
Oh, I'm sorry. Read the motion at the 1.000.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
Cross
ones,
that up there.
yeah.
Okay.
You use a
Okay,
temp
reduction
ratio,
factor of
always
1.000
something you miss.
MCL 211.34D.
Motion by Mr. Ballard, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Wallach. Any other discussion? Roll, please.
Ballard,
Yep.
Wolak,
Yes.
Audi,
Yep.
Stirrit, Conan,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Motion's carried. Everyone has a second motion. This one is for the municipal street fund.
The president also moved to approve the millage rate to be levied by the treasurer for the tax year 2013 for operating the municipal street fund be levied at the reduced rate of 3.7868 mils in compliance with the Headley 2013 reduction factor of 1.0000, section MCL 211.34D.
Motion by Mr. Ballard. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Cohen. Any other discussion? Roll call again,
Those
please.
are MCI, not MCL.
That's what I was just gonna, yeah, just gonna answer that.
Is that still okay with you, Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, Ballard,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Wolak,
Yes.
Audi,
Yes.
Stirrit,
Yes.
Motion passes. The last one is just allowing us to sign the forms to the tax rolls and settlements.
I so move. Second, to allow the president, treasurer, clerk to sign and submit any and all tax-related forms, documents pertaining to the 2013 tax rolls and settlement.
Motion by Mr. Wallach. Is there a second?
Support.
Who wants it? Mr. Clerk? Any other discussion? Roll call again, please.
Wolak,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Audi,
Yep.
Stirrit,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Moving on to the next agenda item, if there are no other comments. Hearing none. The next agenda item is a village building permit fee resolution amendment. Are there any public comments? Mr. Lemieux?
Yes. I believe all council members have a copy of this modified permits fee schedule. It pretty much addresses our lower value permits, so we do get our minimum fee and cover our costs. As you can see, the lower fees up to $4,000 will include 2 inspections, and we're charging $100 for that. I think this will take care of our problem that we had. Any questions from council?
These are the only ones you can think of that there is an issue on?
No, these are the only areas that we have problem with.
Everything else is the state.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended resolution establishing building permit fees to be charged in connection with local enforcement of the state construction code.
It would work. Motion by Mr. Stewart, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Ballard. Any other discussion? We're gonna do a roll again, please.
Stewart,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Rolak,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Cronin,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Audi.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you for doing all that work.
Thank you.
I'd like to let everybody know that on this agenda statement, obviously I meant village clerk, village clerk. So, Steve, it's between you and I. On who
Steve,
this
you
is.
study you.
Yeah. Did not mean that, that's a typo. Well, Steve, I thought Steve might look at it and think that's fine. I don't want that one.
You're good, Steve.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Hearing none, next agenda item is sewer system evaluation study bid award. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, Sewer Commissioner Stewart, this is your agenda item.
Friday, we opened up bids here, public meeting was open, and we had 6 people respond. Council members, I just included it, the bid tabulation that I prepared, I think is fairly accurate. I don't think anything was off. Some were high, some were low. Andy went back to the office and checked them out, called on the lowest bidders' references. And with that, I'll turn it over to you, and then I'll interject at the end, I think. Do you want to say anything?
Sure, yeah. What you see before you is what the bid opening, what their lowest bid was, basically. We prepared the bid documents in such a way that they were really only bidding on the light cleaning, manhole inspection, and the miscellaneous, like traffic control and the removing of protruding taps that would be inside the sewer. I know this may be all Greek, but so that's why there's such a disparity. Some of the contractors actually went and also included the heavy cleaning prices in there. That's why you get the really large number as compared to the low bidder at $57,430, because they did not include that heavy cleaning. But then we went back and included all the bid items and looked A, B, C, and D items so that we could make sure that they were still the lowest bidder overall. With this type of work, where you have to expect that due to the records, if the pipe says that it's 530 feet and then the contractor goes out and gets 528 feet or 535 feet, these numbers are subject to change slightly. So it's kind of hitting a moving target, but we're going to get definitely as close as possible.
So this would not be a not to exceed amount, correct?
Correct.
With that though, there could be, and I know I've always been against change orders. Unfortunately, we don't know everything in the exact amount in this particular project. Such as if they go down, I'm trying to think somebody's street here they're going to look at, down Marv Street, and they have to go and clean out to his house, correct? Something like that, in front of his house. There could be additional charge for that. What, you could have 10 homes that need that, you could have 0, you could have 50. You have no clue until you're actually out in the field. It would be nice to know, but there's no way of knowing until after we televise. So it's kind of, I call them variable costs. You don't know what they are. But this bid, if council accepts it, is still much lower than what was put into the S2 grant. So there is room, because the S2 grant assumed that there'd be additional costs. But the bidders, to compare apples to apples, we don't assume that. So there is a large gap cushion with the S2 grant amount to where the cost will go up. I'll come back to council for, what's it called again? Change order, or whatever that is, and then we're still within the S2 grant dollar amount.
So it's not like MDOT, that once they get this bid, that's where they're capping it off and any additional is on the village. That's not like the MDOT.
No,
This
we're
is,
approved for that whole amount.
and how much was that amount?
The total amount or this?
Well, the total for this portion of it,
This
for the televising portion.
I believe was 115,000 and some change.
Okay.
But that also includes some inspection time and our time to review their pay applications and a whole like 5 or 6 line item
Okay.
payment can.
So we have up to 115 that will be covered by this too. Will they keep in contact with you guys to let you know when it's getting close to that amount? So we don't just get zinged with a bill at the end? I mean, are there,
We're going to discuss this a little bit more with Ed to make sure that somebody is on top of it.
right,
Yeah.
okay,
I would not anticipate us going over unless we totally miss something,
right,
but there's a lot of cushion there. Another example is the heavy clean out. They bid, whatever the difference is, $5,000 for heavy clean out because we gave them X amount of linear feet. That was an estimate because
Right.
we don't know how bad some of these pipes are gonna be. So that number could be higher, could be lower. There's just no way of knowing. That's why we're televising it and cleaning it.
Okay.
So we will stay on top of it with that cushion. I'll call it a cushion because there's a delta there. I think we should be okay. If it's not, by all means, I'll come right back to you guys because then it's coming out of our pocket. And I don't want that.
right. So if you do get close to that amount, you can just tell them, okay, don't clean out that heavy debris, go down another line, or would we forfeit the whole grant at that point?
We wouldn't forfeit the whole grant. What
Okay.
we would have to do is evaluate where they're at with the whole system evaluation. Kind of pick and choose what is going to be the most appropriate
Okay,
course of action, whether we do tell them not to do as heavy cleaning in this area.
okay,
Or
so we can say that and not forfeit the whole grant.
Or possibly we would have to look at some of the other, maybe if we do say have an inspector out there full time, we could pull him back to half-time or three-quarter time, and that's gonna make up some of the additional money right there.
Okay,
That's what I would plan on doing.
and how long is the time frame on this? How long does it take them to televise it?
We have a total of 55 days.
Oh, wow.
Of a window, so it's all the way until October that they can do it. I've had different contractors tell me they can do it in 2 and 3 weeks, so.
Will they be closing down streets? The only reason why I'm asking is because Fairtown, we don't want any streets closed down.
And we have that in there that they aren't
Okay.
to do any work, basically any work, but any work on this side of town during fair
Okay,
week.
We had the fair and we were also working on Ed's vacation schedule because we do know he is also going to be taking us on
Okay.
vacation.
all right,
And because he is very instrumental into the sewer pipes,
right,
that was also put into this timeline.
okay, cool.
But I don't think the contractor will take 55 days, right, from our discussion earlier. They're probably gonna be a little bit quicker than that.
Mhm.
Okay? Was there any other questions from anybody?
Well, you mentioned my street.
That was just an example, because they're not touching mine.
No, it's good, I'm glad you did. Because in fact, David and Ed can very well attest to the fact. I've called them probably 3 Christmas days, or New Year's Day. And where the old fire hydrant used to be on my side, there was a tree root all the time in this vicinity. And I believe Ed said that the camera, and Dave did too, that the camera's been down this sewer. But I think myself personally, and in fact, when Mr. Ballard was on the council years ago, when I first bought the place back in 78 or 79, I had such a problem then, and then I did get reimbursed, but I had a fight with a few council members that they didn't want to give me the reimbursement. Mr. Ballard was a strong supporter, in which it was not my fault. And so the thing is that this particular area, I think, needs to be either cambered or else dug up and probably replace the piping that's in that particular area. Dave could probably address it but much better than what I can, so.
Yeah.
But that given area, we can count on it. I know at least 3 times on Christmas Day they come in for overtime. And I know Lyle has been aware of it too, so.
Well, thank you for that information. I believe, Andy, that is included on your Spencer Street
Yes.
towards the north, tapping into that interceptor, if I'm not mistaken, so.
Yeah, we should go all the way to the road.
Yeah, we'll make sure it gets looked at.
But it's
again.
from the manhole or cover there, my place right in front, to the south. and that's past the Circle Drive, my driveway in other words. And like I say, Dave measured this before, and they should know just about approximately where it's at. And I would probably be willing to bet again, either Christmas or New Year's Day. I think even what happened one time on Easter Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
It's always
where
a
the guy-
holiday.
Huh?
It's always a holiday.
Always a holiday. And so these guys, I feel sorry for them to break their family, parties.
Andy, when you check the references, have they done other work like this before, that low?
Yep, this is the kind of work they do. They're primarily on the west side of the state,
Okay,
so this is just my presumption, but I'm
Mhm.
assuming that they're trying to get into this market on this side of the state. That's why they came in quite a bit lower than everybody else.
okay.
But they had the three references. They had one, they did 40,000 lineal foot of digging and cleaning. Another one they did 30,000, and then the final one they did, I think, 10,000 lineal foot of just televising after the community itself cleaned the pipes. So,
And they were at budget on those?
yep, they
Okay,
didn't have any issues with the pay apps. So,
perfect. Mr. Lemieux, you have something?
If they find something, are they authorized to go in and clean it out? Like tree roots, or what are we looking for?
yeah,
So they're gonna go in and clean it out?
it'll be to a certain amount. That's where we're talking the heavy cleaning.
Right.
And that's why we would like to have somebody on staff to review it and be there, so that when they get that. when
Are you
they have that
anticipating
question-
finding a lot of tree roots?
We're anticipating finding some,
Yeah,
but, you know,
not certain how many
a
are
lot's
there,
a relative number, so yeah,
Yeah.
I can't really,
without going in there and looking.
yep, exactly.
See, that's where Ed and Dave come in, because they know the areas that they've, cleaned out before with roots, very sharply.
Okay, are there any other comments, questions? Okay,
I'll make the motion to accept the bid from Plumbers Environmental Services, Inc. in the not to exceed amount of,
that we
Wait.
weren't
No,
supposed
you
to
don't
have
wanna do
not
that,
to
just
exceed.
say in the
Oh.
amount of, take out your not to exceed.
which amount am I doing, 57?
We're doing a heavy
Because
cleaning.
we talked about with the,
If you wanna do with the heavy cleaning, that'd be the 62.
but do I make that as with additional? Hold on one second,
Yeah.
Madam President, I need to clarify my
We're
motion
gonna
here.
defer.
Yeah, sidebar, whatever that's called. I thought we talked about doing 57 plus the, what was it,
With the heavy cleaning contingency.
contingency of heavy cleaning. Is that fine?
And this is gonna be paid out of the S2 grant, right?
All but 10% will be yes, yep, which is what we approved. Contingency. So if let me go back to my motion,
Sure.
please. To accept the bid from Plumbers Environmental Services, Inc. in the amount of $57,430 plus the heavy cleaning contingency totaling $62,650 for the sanitary sewer system evaluation study.
Okay, motion by Mr. Sturridge, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Clark. Any other discussion?
In other words, you're gonna make it 430 instead of 429.82? I mean, what's on the paper?
Oh, I'm sorry.
49.92.
When we reviewed their bid, it looked like they had lost 18 cents in there somewhere, so it's actually.
Well, we couldn't figure out the 82 when it came through.
Yeah.
And
Right, so they just made an addition.
I mean 18 cents, but I mean, I see it on here, that's why
Yeah,
I
I
posted
didn't even
18
look,
cents.
I didn't even double check that because it was close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's okay with you, I'll throw in the 18 cents.
I have no problem.
Okay.
Okay, any other discussion?
Can I read back the motion?
Hold on, and write it down, so. Go
To
ahead.
accept the bid from Plumbers Environmental Services, Inc. in the amount of $57,430 plus the heavy cleaning contingency totaling $62,650 for the sanitary sewer system evaluation study.
Does that sound like the heavy cleaning contingency is?
It
Yes,
does.
it does. No, we said for a total,
The heavy
Um,
cleaning contingency
for
should be
62,650.
For a total
50,
project
50,
cost,
14.
total project cost of,
Yeah, we did say that.
that's okay with you?
Yeah, I can change it.
Is that okay with you, Mr. Audi?
No, it's Clark.
Or Clark, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? Do you wanna read that back one more time, or you good?
To accept the bid from Plumbers Environmental Services, Inc. in the amount of $57,430 plus the heavy cleaning contingency for a total project cost of $62,650 for the sanitary sewer system evaluation study. All right.
Any other discussion? Please, it's a roll call, God bless you.
Stirrett?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Audi? Ballard?
Yes.
Bullock?
Yes.
Cooper?
Yes.
Cronin?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you guys for your work on that. Next agenda item is the catch basin bid opening. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, Street Administrator Ballard, this is your agenda item.
Thank you. We received 2 bids for the catch basin cleaning here in the village, Tri-County Vac Services and Metro Environmental Services. I'll open Tri-County first.
It's Tri-County Vac Services.
Yes, ma'am. Tri-County Vac Services LLC of 3942 Arlington Avenue, Port Huron, Michigan. For our request, it's a combination 1 operator and technician, combination truck. Total price is $6,000.
What was the name of this one again? Metro?
This one here is Metro Environmental Services Incorporated. Metro Environmental Services is Post Office Box 725, Walled Lake, Michigan. It's RE catch basin cleaning. Metro Environmental Services will high pressure jet vector 200 catch basins per bid, washing the floors and the walls, removing all debris from the structures. All material is to be dumped into dry bins at the wastewater treatment plant. The Village of Armada will supply all water needed for the project. The bid price is $25 per basin, 200 basins to be cleaned, total of $5,000. Terms of service agreement are here. Aforementioned program.
I don't think you need.
No, okay. It's signed by John Schumacher. This Tri-County Vac Service was by William Lightning.
When you make your motion, you can do it pending the DPW supervisors, what do you say, pending his review?
Yes. Yes,
We don't have one by door.
because they didn't send one in. Just lose that. Okay, so I will resolve to accept the bids of Metro Sewer Cleaners, bid of $25 per basin, 200 basins to be cleaned, total of $5,000. For the cleaning of the village catch stations, pending review of the DPW supervisor.
Do you wanna make that a not to exceed?
That's what it says right there. Total 5,000, that's all it is.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Ballard, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Woolite, any other discussion? All those in, do we
Can
do
you,
a roll?
can you read that, Lyle? You had in the amount of $25 per basin.
For 200 basins to be cleaned, total of $5,000.
And you're gonna dump it at the drying vents at the sewer plant? You you always have, do I need to do anything down there to give them a heads up or anything? They
No,
just,
that takes care of that.
yeah.
Any other discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Bullock?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Buddy?
Yes.
Cooper?
Yes.
Cronin?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
Motion passes. Lyle, do you remember how much we budgeted for that? I can't remember.
I think we're around 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we budgeted the 200 at
We budgeted for 220 bases.
220 basins, but we kicked up the price from before.
Okay, good. All right, perfect. Thank you for your work on that. Anyone have any other comments? Hearing none, the next agenda item is tax seized property. Are there any public comments? Yes, Mr. Delaney.
Does Armada have tax seized property? Wow.
Yes. This is a small landlocked piece that years ago was an old utility easement that was actually purchased at auction and then just simply let go because it's a tiny little worthless piece of property, except to only 2 other adjoining pieces of property owners. It's a piece 20 foot wide, 90 foot long. I personally don't see any need that the village would have to purchase it for the price offered by the county to us because we do have first rights of refusal on it in the amount of $336.23 for the taxes due on it. There is no access to it, it's landlocked, other than the 2 pieces that it touches. So I do need to send a response back to the county so they know, whether we want it or we don't want it. It's back on Keith Street. Any other questions?
I already spoke to you about
Yeah.
it, so do we even need to make a motion?
You just need, somebody needs to tell me,
Make a motion either to not
To
go
purchase
after,
it
not to
or
purchase it
not
or to
to?
purchase it.
I make a motion to not purchase the,
to refuse the offer.
I make a motion to refuse the offer from the Macomb County Clerk's Office, Treasurer's Office, sorry,
To purchase the property.
to purchase the property. Do I need to give an ID number? No.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Stewart, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Willett. Any other discussion?
Sorry, who was that? Stewart and Bullock?
Yeah. Just like roll call. Any other
No,
discussion?
you're not spending money.
Stewart, Bullock.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Under upcoming agenda items, we have our executive session for the CDBG. We also have 2 public hearings. Are there any other upcoming agenda items?
I'm gonna put ethics back on.
Okay. Okay.
We'll put crack seal back on, we'll see if we get some bids.
Yep. Any other upcoming agenda items? Hearing none? Any citizen comment on non-agenda items? Mr. Delucky.
I keep writing none and then you see.
Well, I have 2 things, they're both FYIs.
Okay.
So, update on the trailhead. All the limestone has been put in. We put in a last load this spring. The curb stops has been put in. Sometime next month, the 4 benches will be put in. Then we still have bike racks and some signage. So that's that one. The next one is a planning commission issue. Our next planning commission meeting is probably going to be in August, not in July. And that August meeting, we're going to have a presentation on LED lighting. So the council members are invited.
Is this talking about the existing sign ordinance, or are you guys talking about changing it?
No, LED lighting,
Oh, okay.
not the sign ordinance.
Okay.
This is just, so LED lighting is the new lighting, so they kind of went to a T8 and fluorescence, and they went to the T5s and fluorescence, and then the curly Qs in the houses. Now the new thing is the LEDs. LEDs are much more efficient, and they don't have the toxins that the fluorescents do.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I got a
Yes,
question.
let's hear the meeting.
And they're much more energy efficient.
Kind of to add to that, we just had an evaluation at the Township Hall and the Senior Center by Detroit Edison, and they evaluated our lighting, and they were looking at LEDs, and they actually replaced our light bulbs and our exit lights free of charge, and they're gonna make a recommendation on changing over to T8s on the fluorescent lights and other recommendations for energy saving. It's a free of charge thing that can be done by Edison. You can invite them in, and they'll evaluate your buildings for you.
Hopefully these lights are made in the US and not in China.
They're not CFLs, they're the T8, the smaller
all the-
fluorescent lights.
Curly Q ones, there's not an American manufacturer, on them. They're all made in China.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but the LED lights, they're talking about replacing these and then going to, like Ben had mentioned about the smaller T8s. They're like, what, 30% savings, Lyle?
It can be.
30, 40, whatever it is. It might be something to look at, it's a free service for us.
Perfect.
And LEDs are half the cost of the T8s, if not less.
Perfect, thank you. Mr. Coleman.
And, I'd like to ask Ben a question.
My house is 90%.
Ben, you're the ABA president, Armada Businessmen's Association.
Yes.
Is the Armada Businessmen's Association involved with joining the, Romeo Washington Chamber of Commerce?
No, it's been brought up to the Armada Business Association twice in the ABA history since 2001, once around 2003 or 4. We decided that we didn't want to do it. Again, it was brought up somewhere around 2008, 2009, and we decided that we didn't want to join the chamber.
Thank you.
And the ABA has lost some members last year, but we're 44 members strong, so we're alive and well. We have more members now than we ever had.
How many, you said 44, how many businesses are there that could join? Do you have pretty good participation rate? I mean, it seems like a lot, 44.
Everybody on the south side of Main Street is a member. North side of Main Street, I think there's only two businesses that aren't members. Then throughout town, most people are members.
Good.
And then there's, we're going out of town, into the township. So anything that the ABA boundary is the township or the school district, whichever is greater.
Okay. All right, any council comments?
I have one.
Yes.
We finished the tree grant and finished planting all the trees. We were asked to submit a summary on where the trees went, the type of trees we put in, the guidelines that we followed, the benefits to the village. So that was submitted, and we got a response yesterday or Friday that the grant is completely approved and we'll get a full submission of the grant money back within 10 days.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job, Joe.
Got some nice trees.
We got some beautiful trees.
Yeah, they do look
We did
nice.
some
They
beautiful
do look
trees.
really nice.
And then with that though, if residents have an area that they think of, can they get put on a list for
I
upcoming
am
years?
keeping a file of suggestions from residents that if they feel that there's a need for a tree in any particular area, just, give me a call, let me know, and because we will continue to put money in the budget. I will be applying for the DTE tree grant again for 2014. So hopefully we will get another grant.
Good job. Any other council comments?
Thank you, Lyle, for the recommendation to do that.
Any community events anyone wants to announce?
Concerts in the park.
Concerts in the barn. Next one's gonna be a good one.
Next
Yes.
one's a great one.
Isn't there,
They've all been good.
fireworks coming up?
I think Burville is
coming Saturday.
Any other community events? Hearing none? time is now, is it 7:40?
7:41.
7:41. Is there a motion? Motion by Mr. Wolock to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Boy, no one wants to leave. Who wants it? Raise your hand.
Conan.
Conan? Okay. Any other discussion?
7:41.
Yes, 7:41. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Meeting is